Hello humans! We've had a few requests over the last year to see a little bit more of the studio, so time for the £10 tour. Let's go and have a look.
Game begin.
So we're going to start the tour in Studio 2. So this is the smaller of our two studios, big one's coming up. What are the benefits of this one? So it's super soundproofed. We actually built this room inside the building. So it's a room within a room, double insulation, nothing's getting in here. So it's great for interviews and stuff like that. More so, we use it for some really fun things like our Thing title. We also shot our miniature submarine in here, and we also shot the cockpit in here. Check it out, yo! So there's in a little bit of disarray, the set now at this point, but you can sort of see the setup. I also use the space for recording my voiceover as well. So I sort of have my mic set up. I'll draw these curtains across, wrap those around me to deaden the sound even more so I can do my voiceover. And as you can see on this end, we've got a cyc that goes around 3 walls. So basically we've got ourselves a little curve, a little bit smaller than one, but that still allows us to do kind of photography stuff in here as well to get that infinity curve. And we can also pull the curtains around, black out the space if we need to. You can do anything in here, except maybe build enormous sets, just small ones like that. Big sets are for one. On the way to which is the kitchen. Let's go and have a cup of tea. Kitchen, I mean, what's to be said? First aid kit, obviously. Lots of hand sanitizer. Fake plant. This is where people come in. Jordan will take temperatures to make sure everybody's healthy. Don't do it slowly, it's quite scary. Am I okay? I'm all good. Of course I am. I'm a safe, careful guy. We provide filtered water so people don't bring in bottles. Hot water on tap, always. You need that because you need tea rapidly all the time. Jordan, where's my tea? Jesus. Some pleasant artwork on the walls, passive-aggressive signs on the cupboards, a toaster and a microwave in case you need to reheat your tea because someone's forgotten about it. It's too late now, we're leaving. And Studio 1, this we lovingly refer to as Biggie for obvious reasons. This is our largest studio. As you can see, it's a big infinity white cyc space. We light it with these big space lights up above. It's 2,500 square foot on the floor, so it's big enough that we built sets in here. We've had virtual production in here over the last year, which is amazing fun. We're sound insulated, which means of course we can record sound and it's not crazy bouncy. And if you remember some of our InCamera episodes, we shot the TIE Fighters in here, we shot the Clouds episode in here, and we shot the big submarine episode in here, which is coming soon. Pete and I actually built this studio ourselves some, 8-9 years ago. We did actually document the whole process. If you want to check it out, there is a video on the channel. This one's also really tricky to keep tidy. There is stuff everywhere. Periodically we have cleans, but you can imagine just the wealth of stuff that comes in here. It's hard to keep a handle on it all. And if you look closely enough, you'll find probably quite a lot of evidence. We've got a big old balcony that runs the length of the room, which we'll go up and have a look at in a moment. And then over here, we've got these enormous insulated doors, which we had made so that we can still get stuff the size of a lorry in here, but we can also close it and keep the place sound insulated. And through those doors is the dock. That's where we bring all the kit in and store our own stuff. Let's go and have a look. Big doors. Dock. So yeah, this is where we keep our kit. We've got our sort of stands here. We've got all of our grip and AC stuff, lights, cameras, big chunky lights, gels, blackout, all that kind of business. This is also where we take all of our sort of rented kit in. So Cine West have brought in some track and some camera gear for a commercial that we're working on tomorrow. A bit of sync business and whatnot for art department. That's always useful to have a sink that's not just in the kitchen that people can make a bit of a mess of, but then clean up afterwards. So this is also where I kind of make stuff. I've got a little airbrush setup going on there. I've been learning, very exciting. So we've got a little model of the swordfish there. Obviously that was the first thing I chose to paint. This is also the space where I build slightly larger things like the cockpit, like the chair for our submarine sequence, which is all coming soon. The only thing left on the ground floor is the bathroom and the toilets. I guess we'll have a look. Bathrooms and toilets. As you can see, we have a shower, which is really good. I used to shoot quite a lot of music videos and things, and I remember one time actually being in one and having to cover myself in blue body paint and the studio didn't have a shower. That was a bad time. I'm just going to let you imagine what happened after that. I guess, should we have a look? Balcony. We actually had this installed, and must admit when we first did it I kind of thought maybe this is an extravagance that's not really that useful, but actually it does come in really handy on shoots, like rigging ropes to this to suspend things and hand things off the scaff. You can also come up here and just feel really, really powerful by looking down on people. Lots of stuff up here, again quite a bit of evidence, maybe some things you might recognize. Right, that's balcony. Time to go to hair and makeup. So this is where I come and just look at myself for an hour or so a day. It's really healthy. Obviously this is hair and makeup, lights, mirrors, delightful surface, access to power for hair related products, steamer, also very important. It's good to have these things. What else have we got up here? So always have clothing racks for costume. This is kind of a place where people can just chat. We'll plug in video games here to keep the kids occupied. Pete also likes to have a bit of a doze out here if it's quiet. This is the green room. This is kind of for changing. We've got some more evidence in there, along with our legendary video game collection. So this is the office. This is generally Pete's domain. So while JP and I downstairs making movie magic, Pete's up here keeping the company alive. His duties are vast and broad in range. He manages the calendar, he deals with clients, he takes phone calls, emails, he takes bookings for the studio, he deals with the accounts, maintenance on the building, changing toilet paper in the bathrooms, dealing with legal disputes, and general administrative duties, really. Last stop, edit suite. So this is kind of my cave when I'm not shooting something, which is why it's covered in toys that I like to look at and make me feel better. Some are quite good for negotiating with. And I don't mean I'm threatening to shoot people. I'm saying, you know, you can hold this if you do what I want. This is our setup. As you can see, we keep our camera set up for our post-production episodes. We just keep a couple of LED panels there with one of our old Blackmagic 4Ks and a little monitor so we can check the shot. We use DaVinci Resolve for our grading, but actually I've moved over to using it for editing as well in the last couple of years, and it's pretty good. And we use a network storage system for all of our footage because YouTube is insatiable. And on that note, that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed our little studio tour. Don't forget that next week is the cockpit build episode. We're going to get sci-fi all over it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell so that you know when it's coming out. Although I can tell you right now it's next Wednesday. Till next time.